How's it going, everyone? Zumwar here. Today we are doing something a little bit different. Now, ordinarily this was the ranked series I was doing on Monday and Thursday, but I have since changed my Monday one to be a training the main Monday, which some people seem to like, so I'm glad that people like that one. I'm going to keep doing it. And today I decided that I'm going to be launching a new series that is interesting. We'll see how long it lasts. We'll see how people receive it. We'll see if people like it. It is called Philosophy with Zumwar. Now, as you all know, I am I'm an amateur philosopher. I have a degree in philosophy. I really like thinking. Thinking is something that I very much just enjoy. I like considering all angles of situations. I like thinking about all different types of things. And in this episode, I decided something that we should think about, something that we should talk about, is something related to Brawlhalla specifically, or any really competitive game, and that is how to not be salty. So now, you think about this, I'm going to be having Brawlhalla playing in the background. I'm not actually playing right now, by the way, just to let you know. This is some games I recorded earlier with Kamichi, I believe. I was going to post in my Discord that I'm just gonna spar with anyone, but Kamichi made it in there before I could even post it, so I was like, alright, I'll just spar with Kamichi. Maybe next time I'll go ahead and just post it and be like, hey, spar for video. Yay. Anyway, how to not be salty. So, the thing about this, I get this all the time, that people tend to say like, oh wow, how do you play this game and you enjoy it and you don't get salty and you're having a good time and all that stuff. Well, there's many different facets to this. Okay, so first off, you can see that I'm not really playing ranked that much anymore, and that is because two reasons. One, because I find it incredibly boring, and two, that boringness that comes to me translates towards me into a specific emotion known as anger. Also saltiness. So in other words, it makes me salty, but not because necessarily I do bad. It makes me salty because it's so boring. So people are really passive, and their matches take like 3 times as long as regular, and because of that I get salty. So I'm not playing ranked much anymore. Now you might think like, oh, that's how you not be salty. You just literally don't play. No. I can play ranked for a little while and not get salty. Now that's the #1 tip I'm going to give. So if you ever find yourself like, oh man, I'm getting like, you typing in the chat like, you suck, you beat me, you shouldn't be, you're a noob. If any of that is ever happening, then that means you should not be playing anymore. You should take a break. Okay, you can still play, but definitely take a break, because literally all that's going to do is, one, you're going to be annoyed at yourself, and that's going to translate to annoyance to others, which is going to make them annoyed at themselves, which is going to translate, it's literally just a chain of people getting annoyed with each other. Like, it's not good. Nothing good is going to come from you being angry and continually playing Brawlhalla, or any ranked competitive game for that matter. So if you find yourself getting salty, take a break. That's like the biggest thing I can tell people is, if you just start getting salty, take a break, because that's going to stop you from being salty, it's going to stop other people from being salty, and all that stuff. Basically, I mean, you can just take a break from mainly the competitive side of it. Like, you could hop into experimental, maybe that'll cool you off, you could just fool around, you know, all that kind of stuff. You basically avoid situations that will make you salty if you are already becoming salty. That's the first tip. Now, the second tip is how to avoid that in the first place. So, the problem is, with games like Brawlhalla, the odds are stacked against you. So, what do I mean by this? Now, one of the biggest things in games like Brawlhalla, competitive genre games, is that BM is a very evident thing. Now, the letters BM stand for bad manners. You probably already know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. And it originated, I think, at least from what I recall, it originated during the time of Hearthstone, when Hearthstone was just getting really big. You know, that card game by Blizzard. And people would say like, well played early. They would say like, oh, whoops, when people were doing stupid stuff. And then there was, of course, the sorry emote that Blizzard literally got rid of because people were spamming sorry when someone made a mistake. Now, obviously, if you think about that, what is that going to do? That's literally just going to make the other person aggravated. Now, for some people, certain types of BM, like let's say I'm playing Rocket League and I completely miss a goal that I should have got, should have been an easy goal or an easy block, something I should have done and it was easy and I missed it. And then they're like, wow, what a save, or you know what I mean, nice shot, you know what I mean? Some people might look at that and think like, yeah, I know, right? It was awful. But most people will look at that and they will think that you're just being a complete jerk. Like, the reality is that you should have been able to do that, and already because of that, you're upset at yourself because you weren't able to perform at a level which you're used to performing at. And on top of that, the other team is literally making fun of you. So because of this reality, odds are you're going to get BM'd within these type of games because people like to aggravate each other. They like to push the buttons, they like to make you try and think that you're bad at the game and all this. That's just part of the competitive nature. That stems in regular sports, that stems in video game sports, that stems in every type of competitive thing with humanity. Like, that is who we are as human beings. We like to be like, oh, I'm destroying you, oh, you suck at this, oh, I'm much better than you. That's part of it. Now, some people can take that and they can use it to get better at the game. They can be like, dang it, this guy beat me and he was a jerk about it. I want to be better than him next time. And they use it to become better, and that is outstanding. I actually personally cannot do this. Other people can, I cannot. Now, if you are one of those people who can, then more power to you, man. That's awesome. Get better at the game because people make fun of you for you making a mistake or you not performing as good as you should be. Rather, you think you should be. But when it comes to people like me who cannot use that energy that they're sending my way, which is a competitive natured energy, I cannot use that to get better at the game. All that does is annoy me. So the biggest BM in Brawlhalla is the salty mode. Now, for a company that is heavily against people being bad-mannered, why on earth did they introduce the salty mode? Honestly, what purpose does it serve other than to say, oh, you're so salty, I'm beating you, ha ha ha. What else is it for? Maybe like for saying no one has ever used it to say, haha, I'm really salty right now. No one has ever used it for that. Ever. You've never died. You never got like 2-stocked by someone and you're on your last stock and then done the salty mode and then committed suicide on your 3rd stock. If someone's ever done that, that's awesome. Like, I would laugh so hard if I was the person who was giving the 3-stock. That would be a great use for that taunt. Otherwise, pretty much every single use for that taunt is literally just aggravating your opponent. Now, like I said, that can make other people want to be better, but for people like me, all that does is just annoy me. Like, honestly, I don't get any good from that. I just get literally annoyed. And through that annoyance, it makes me not want to play. Because I don't want to be annoyed while playing a video game. Like, that's just simple math. That's why I play. That's simple, not math, that's simple nature of our personality, our human desires. We don't want to be angry, we don't want to be mad, we don't want to be sad, we want to be happy, we want to have fun. That's just who we are. So basically what I do to remain unsalty is, number one, I don't play much ranked. I play very small amounts of ranked. If I start getting upset or salty, then I stop playing immediately. And I don't get more salty and thus get worse at the game, because normally when someone's super salty, they get worse. That's also a very important point. But, and a couple things that I do to try and avoid it at the beginning is mainly I compliment the other person. So one giant thing about becoming salty is that first, you're the one who made the mistake. You're upset at yourself, okay? And then they egg you on with BM, and normally that makes you even more salty. But first you're salty at yourself. You're like, dang it, why didn't I get that stock? Why didn't I hit that sig? Or why did I do a sig there instead of dodging? Something like that. You're angry at yourself. So basically, by complimenting the other person, what happens is it's not you being worse than them, it's them being better than you. So if they're better than you, why does that matter if you lose to them? They're better than you. It'd be like me going up against LDZ. I'm never going to get salty if LDZ beats me in Brawlhalla. Why on earth would I get salty? He's infinitely better than me. Why would I care? You know what I mean? I would be like, oh man, I would just be happy to fight someone who's better than me. You know what I mean? So basically, if you go in with that attitude of, this guy's better than me, if he's beating you, this guy's better than me, oh man, like if someone, you'll notice if you watch my videos, if someone does like a crazy play or something, I'm like, dang, that was a great play, holy cow, he destroyed me. Even like rounds where I'm ahead, 3 stocks to 1, I get reverse 3 stock, I'm like, man, that guy, he wasn't very good at the beginning, but man, he really pulled it together at the end and he destroyed me. That was insanely good on his part. Boom. No saltiness, 100% just void of the salt. I might have been a little salty in between while I'm getting destroyed, you know what I mean, mid-game, like, come on, I should be better than this. And then I realize, no, this guy's just better than me. That's what it is. I'm not worse than him, he's better than me. Now, it might not make sense, but if you put it into practice, honestly, it really does work. Compliment the other person on his moves, like subconsciously, if he literally does something that is, like if he reverses 3 stocks you or something like that, like dang, that guy was really good. That actually gets rid of salt. Trust me. It puts a positive spin on your emotions and it makes you overall happier just to be playing a video game. And that's the #1 goal here. We just want to be happy, we just want to play some video games, we just want to have a good time, and we just want to relax. So that's going to do it for me. There might be more points to this that I could add, but that's all I'm going to add for now. I kind of want it to be somewhat on the short side of the episode. So I hope you all enjoyed this. And if there's still a game going on, I'm going to let it play out to the end. But other than that, I hope you all have a great day. And drop a like if you want to see more of this.
Take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines with your shattered frame of mind. Or instead you could always stay. We can wait right here and play until somehow you can find a slightly